all new. She wanted to be the world's biggest bride until Dr. Phil tried to save her life.
Your chance of seeing 50, in my opinion, is almost zero.
Today, he makes a house call to the weight loss clinic.
You should have lost more weight than what you have. You went to a fast food fried chicken place?
Yes.
But is her fiance sabotaging her?
He's telling me to go back to gaining weight. That's what he's attracted to.
What he's telling you is you have to be willing to kill yourself to be with me.
Plus, he was almost 800 pounds.
Robert had to be wheeled onto the stage.
Then pleading for help.
Dr. Phil, I don't know what else to do.
Now,
Robert, walk onto this stage.
you won't believe how he looks.
Let's do it. Why don't we stop all the drama, stop all the fighting, and let's go get you better.
Here we go. Have a good show, everybody.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready, free, take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Go, Dr. Phil. Thank you very much. Well, 8 months ago, we met a nearly 800-pound man who was gorging on pizza, burgers, French fries, and candy. He appeared on the show after making a desperate plea for my help on YouTube. You might remember him. His name is Robert, and he weighed close to, as I say, 800 pounds. Now, he had tried several diets, but nothing worked. And he was terrified of losing his battle, losing his life. He was fighting obesity.
A morbidly obese man in Livermore turns to the internet to make a desperate plea for help.
He's just 23. He weighs about 700 pounds, and now his story has just gone viral.
I don't know what else to do. I'm just trying to get some help from somebody. A nutritionist, Dr. Phil.
It is a desperate cry for help.
Today, Dr. Phil telling The Insider he's reaching out to Robert.
He specifically asked for our help. First thing I want to do, look him in the eye and see exactly how serious he is and whether he's willing to do what it takes.
We're here to transport Robert to Los Angeles. We have the ambulance fully equipped. With his weight, we're unable, even with 4 people, to guide him up safely. So we have ramps, hook him up to my winch, and we're going to winch him in.
EMTs have transported Robert from backstage on a gurney because he can't walk more than 10 steps at a time. If something dramatic doesn't happen today to change the course of events in your life, what do you think's going to happen?
If I don't get some type of help and if I don't change, I'm going to die within the next year.
Give me your idea of how you got in this condition.
I started gaining weight when I was about 4 years old. When I was in 8th grade, I weighed 450 pounds. When the kids made fun of me, I turned to food. My mom, my sister are my primary caregivers. I could have my mom get me McDonald's and eat 3 sausage McMuffins, 2 sausage burritos, and a smoothie for breakfast.
Have you looked and seen your life going by?
Feels like I've never had a life.
What do you miss the most? What do you want the most?
I just miss being able to ride a bike and play basketball with my friends and going out and being active. I'm in pain from the minute I wake up to when I lay down to go to sleep. Pain in the sides of my knees. I feel like a prisoner in my own body.
Do you really believe that you can have a normal life and a normal body and a normal health?
Yes. Just tired of living like this.
What do you think I have to say to you?
What got Robert to this weight? What happened? Food happened.
You allowed him to eat to excess as a child. You've told us that.
I wasn't always there to watch him, and he would be able to go in and get what he wanted.
Was he living with you?
Yes.
So he got overweight on your watch.
I did do it, but I was not the only contributor.
You're his mother.
Yes, I am.
It starts with you. This is a radical situation that requires radical change. Well, just to get him here for that show was a struggle. He needed 2 medical vans and 5 EMTs. Robert was unable to walk and had to be wheeled onto the stage.
Back a little bit more and I'll help you when you're ready, okay?
I'm about ready to go to the Dr. Phil show. We've been on the road for over 7 hours now. My leg's pretty sore. My knee's starting to feel it pretty bad. I really don't know what to think about tomorrow because I don't know what I'm going to be asked, and I don't know how to prepare for tomorrow. So I'm just going to take it as it comes. I'm sitting in front of Dr. Phil.
He left here weighing 764 pounds. We sent him straight to Wellspring Academy, one of the leading providers of weight loss camps. Well, now he's lost 260 pounds. But he still has a very long way to go. But it is great progress. Robert, walk onto this stage. My friend, how you doing? Really good. Good to see you, man. Well, I am glad to see less of you.
Me too.
Yeah. Tell me how this has changed.
I actually like going out and playing sports with all my friends there at Wellspring. I like the food. It's all normal food that you can get at any store.
Well, before we talk more about this, let's take a look at Robert's weight loss journey at Wellspring Academy. This Wellspring program is the best of the best. We're taking you out of the game. You're not going home.
As soon as Dr. Phil said we're going to send you to Wellspring Academy, I was ecstatic because I either needed to lose weight or I was going to die. When I came here, I had some obstacles. I got a skin infection. It was really depressing because I wasn't able to do anything. I was immobilized for, I think, 2 to 3 weeks straight. I just really wanted to, get started. Once I finally got off of bed rest and I was able to start moving again, it was the best. When I arrived at Wellspring, I was the biggest person ever admitted here. Today, I've lost over 200 pounds. I find myself needing my wheelchair less and less. This is the shirt that I wore on Dr. Phil. It's an 8X. And it fits me like a dress now, and it will fit right over my t-shirt that I'm wearing now, which is a 5 or 6X. It's a good thing, but it's also sad that I was actually that big. Should we use another pan so we can start the vegetables now? Obviously, food is different now to me. Quality of the food is more important than it was before.
And forward.
It was hard working out when I first got here. I was frustrated with myself because it's hard to motivate yourself to exercise.
Stretch it back out.
My confidence has risen tremendously. I still have a long journey ahead of me, but this train ain't stopping anywhere soon.
Wow. Now, if they didn't get the sense of it on the video, this is that shirt. And that's a big one. When you went in, you were the heaviest person that had ever been in Wellsprings Academy, right?
Yes.
You're at what now, 504?
505, I think.
505? How long has it been since you've been down at this weight?
The closest time I can remember when I was 14 or 15.
What's your rate of weight loss at this point?
It's unpredictable. Sometimes it could be 2 pounds, sometimes it could be 10 pounds, sometimes it could be nothing for that week.
But you're not eating food that comes in wrappers. You're cooking food.
Yeah, they cook the food there. There's a lot of things that we eat.
Have your cravings gone away? Because you were addicted to sugars and fats and things that you just had to have. Have those gone away?
Yeah, a lot of them have. But just seeing them, on the way up here and stuff, it still is it's a trigger that I see. And I still need to work on that stuff.
How has your attitude changed since the day you were on a gurney right where you are now?
I've got a lot more self-confidence. I'm really outgoing now. I'm willing to do a lot more stuff than I was before. Yeah. And I don't see myself slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, Robert's mom, Nanette, was, in my opinion, enabling her son's bad eating habits as his weight continued to balloon. We're going to find out if she's still filling her cabinets with fattening foods when we come back. You went to a fast food fried chicken place?
Yes.
Did you eat a lot of chicken? Well, the last time Robert appeared on the show 8 months ago, it took 2 medical vans and 5 EMTs to transport him here and get him on this stage. Let's take a look at his most recent journey to LA.
Right now, I'm getting ready to go to Los Angeles to go film my episode of Dr. Phil. It's just recent that I've been able to put on my own shoes and socks. It feels really good to be able to get ready on my own because I don't have to ask anybody for help, and I feel more self-reliant. This time we're going by car. It's a lot better. On our way to Dr. Phil.
You ready to go?
Yeah. When I went to the Dr. Phil show in March, they transported me by Cabulance, which is an ambulance that will take people where they need to go. It was really embarrassing because my whole apartment complex was just like out there watching what was going on.
Have ramps, hook them up to my winch, and we're gonna winch them in.
I feel amazing not having to carry that 260 pounds around anymore. If I'm feeling this good now, when I get down to losing half of what I was at before I came here, I'll be ecstatic. I'm excited to be here. Just excited to do the show tomorrow. I'll be really proud to be able to walk on stage and walk up to Dr. Phil and shake his hand and see expressions on the people's faces. They're like, oh my God.
Robert's mom, Nanette, says that she's becoming more conscious of eating healthy foods, but recently became concerned about her new fat-free lifestyle. Tell me what your concerns are.
Well, there's some fat-free stuff that it was like the cheese was sticking to the pan to where you had to chisel it off and onto my sink. So I was concerned that I was putting that in my body.
But you're not concerned about what you've been putting in your body that has you...
I didn't pay any attention to it before. We just didn't pay any attention.
How much weight have you lost since he's gone into the program?
I'm not sure. I've lost at least 10 pounds, but I'm more active now. I'm able to walk better than I was before. I still have a long way to go, too.
You've, So he's lost 260 pounds in 8 months, and you've lost 10.
He has more help than me.
When you've got a family member like Robert that is changing their weight, getting off drugs, fighting depression, diabetes, whatever, it affects the entire family. And he can make straight A's at Wellspring for the time that he's there, and then go make F's in life, and that's not a win. You have to be consistent with everything he's learning when he comes home. You're a role model, you're a support system, you're a trigger for health or not, you're an environment that is supportive or toxic, one or the other. You're either going to be part of the solution or part of the problem. And you've got to be part of the solution, or you'll sabotage everything that he's doing. And the good news is that it's as important for you as it is for him. So you've got to turn this around for yourself so you can be, and it'd be great for you guys to do it together. If you guys could go do a 5K every Saturday, it would be wonderful for you guys to learn how great you can eat and be healthy while you're doing it. You don't have to suffer. The Director of Clinical Services at Wellspring, Eliza Kingsford, is joining us today. She says Robert is determined to beat his problems with weight, and she knows because she's been so intimately involved. So, Eliza, how you doing? Good to see you.
Thank you.
So, how's this guy doing?
He's doing so well. I mean, I get overwhelmed when I look at him. Like you, I don't see the weight loss. It's a great byproduct of all the work he's been doing. I see all of the life changes he's making. And now he is in the community playing sports, going to classes, going to group, learning nutrition and culinary. I mean, his whole life is different.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for all the work that Wellspring is doing for him. All right, well, We're going to stay in touch with you, and we're going to continue to celebrate all of your progress. You're making us all very proud. Thanks so much, man. All right, next, an update with the world's biggest bride. When I met her last May, she wanted to reach her wedding day weight of 800 pounds, but I had different plans for her. So how is she doing? Well, let's just say I had to get on a plane and fly all the way across the country to confront her once again when we come back. He is telling you while you're here, he wants you to gain weight.
He's telling me to come home and just go back to gaining weight.
So basically what he's telling you is you have to be willing to kill yourself to be with me. Well, I've just flown all the way across the country because I wanted to check in with Suzanne. You'll remember her, the world's biggest bride. She had a goal. She wanted to weigh 800 pounds when she walked down the aisle. I said that was a bad idea. In fact, I said it was a deadly idea. You'll remember her. Take a look.
On a given day, I don't really count my calories. I do what's called grazing all day long. What I do is I have my normal big meals with the family, and then while I'm just sitting there at my computer watching TV, I snack almost constantly. So my goal is at least 1,800 pounds, because then I would break the world record, and that would be awesome.
Why do you want to be larger?
With me, it's either you're all in or you're all out. But I want to see just how large I can get because I enjoy the gaining, the way it feels. As I put the weight on, I feel happier.
You're actually a model, right?
Yes.
And you have a website?
It's kind of like a pin-up type style website. There's nothing X-rated. It's just basically bigger women showing off their body and confidence.
According to Parker, who is your fiance, you sometimes do approximately 30,000 calories a day. That's a lot of food. As you've gained weight, what can you do and not do?
I have to have somebody take me from our apartment down to the car in my wheelchair. I have to make sure I go to a store that only has, the power scooters. I can go for short walks, but not long walks.
The people in your life okay with this?
They are because they have to be.
I feel perfectly comfortable with Suzanne's size. She's healthy, and so long as she's happy in her skin, I'm happy with her as well. I think she's beautiful.
This woman is such at a high risk for heart failure, other organ failure, premature death,
yes, sir,
that she is a ticking time bomb. I think this is protracted suicide, and I think you are an enabler if you are helping her do this.
Whether he was helping or not, I would do it.
Do you believe that you're putting your life at risk by being at this weight?
How do you change something that you feel is you?
And I'm telling you that your chance of seeing 50, in my opinion, is almost zero. Your sister here told us that she is okay with weighing what she weighs and getting even bigger as long as she's healthy.
As long as she does it safely, I'm happy.
How do you do it safely?
She's healthier than I am.
No, she's not.
Actually,
no, she's
she
not.
is.
Unless you're in stage 4 cancer, she is not healthier than you are.
I've had a history of heart problems.
Oh my God, I can't believe what you just said. She now told me you have a family history of heart disease. So everything I just told you, it's worse. Your mother says her goal is to get to 1,600 pounds. Did you know that? And a woman did get to 1,600 pounds, actually. She's the heaviest ever, Carol Yeager. She died at 34. People that weigh more die earlier. And how old are you?
34.
Have I said anything to change your mind?
I mean, I love my sister. She's my best friend. I'm afraid to lose her.
You're selling yourself short. And I, for one, think you don't have the right to do what you're doing. I will make you an offer. There's a program that you can go into. It is designed to take people that fight morbid obesity and give them the medically supervised return to health. Do this for you, do it for the people that love you.
I want to.
Deal? Well, Suzanne finally agreed to go to Wellspring Structure House, but let me tell you, this was a struggle. It took another month to get her going, and the night before she goes, she ate 2 sandwiches with roast beef, turkey, ham, cheese, onion, mayonnaise. She had chips and soda. So it was kind of like a last-ditch effort. Here's how the journey began.
Today is the first day of my journey to losing weight. I'm going to Wellsprings to get that started. I feel nervous, scared, anxious, excited, happy. It's gonna be hard, to be away from my family and friends. When I was on the show, it was a wake-up call. It was kind of surreal, but it got me to doing a lot of thinking.
Dr. Phil looked at me as an enabler, basically someone who, was like, yeah, go ahead and keep on eating. Suzanne was already this size when I met her, so it's not like she was an 82-pound weakling when I met her and then this happened.
He's making me a sandwich, something kind of light because I'll be flying, so I don't want to have anything heavy.
Yes, I know, Dr. Phil, I'm enabling her right now, but it's her last day before she goes away and doesn't get any goodies for a while.
I got a nice big pile of chips, and I've got 2 delicious sandwiches with lots of mayo, 2 different cheeses, a couple different types of meat. This will be a tiny snack. I'm so glad that you did this. Okay? You call me anytime that you feel that you just can't go another step, and I will push you.
Hey, Suzanne.
Hi.
I'm Tom Britton. I'm the executive director.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Wellsprings Structure House.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here.
So am I. I'm looking forward to the changes.
Well, Suzanne has now spent 5 months at Structure House, an internationally recognized weight loss center. The experts have really got their work cut out for them with Suzanne. Now, she hasn't always followed the program. She has snuck off campus, gone to a fast food chicken place, and she really needs a reality check. She has no idea that I'm here, and that's for a reason.
What we're going to do today is do a fruit platter and a composed salad. You know how to use a knife and all those things. Cutting away from yourself.
Hello. What's up?
When Dr. Phil walked in, I was just like, oh my God. I was so shocked. I was a little bit nervous because I haven't done as well as I probably could have.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
How's this one doing?
She's doing good.
I came to see you. All the way across the country to see you. I've been getting reports, some good, some bad. And so I thought I'd chat with you a little bit about what's going on. All right, shall we go sit down and talk a little bit? All right, let's do it.
Coming up, is Suzanne's fiancé sabotaging her?
He wants you to gain weight. Come home. I know it will kill you, but it's what I want you to do. And then when you die off, I'll go find me another fat girl.
We now return to Dr. Phil and the world's biggest bride update.
You came in June, so middle of June, was it?
Middle of June, about the 18th.
So we're here now at the end of October, so 4 months. You currently are down a total of 47, 48 pounds?
Yes.
You've been down, back up, and down. By the time people see this interview, they're going to have seen a recap, and the recap is going to have told them that your goal was not to lose weight, but to gain weight.
But I want to see just how large I can get and still be healthy and happy because I enjoy the gaining, the way it feels, everything about it.
They're going to have heard me say that I thought that was an absolute higher form of destructive insanity. And you disagreed, and you had some family members and a fiance who I thought were just enabling you. And you like large women.
I'm just not the type of person who likes stick skinny women. I never have. I've always liked women with curve.
And in fact, she eats healthier than I do.
No, she doesn't.
I take her grocery shopping, and the cart is loaded full of fruits and vegetables. I don't even eat that much.
Oh my God, you have brainwashed these people. So tell me where all that is at this point.
I was struggling with binge eating and with whether I still wanted to continue gaining, whether I still wanted to be a part of that world because that's how I made my living and that's what I really enjoyed, or whether I wanted to be healthy and live a long life. And several times I was in the mind frame where I can do it, I can lose weight, I want to at least lose 100 pounds. And my fiance Parker at first was supportive, but then he started talking about wanting me to gain. He was, in a sense, giving me permission to do what I wanted to do.
I can't wait to eat.
And then eventually, you know, I would go up and down, and I was just feeling hopeless, like I couldn't do it. And then I just came to a point where after a binge, I was like, I can't do this to myself anymore. And I told him that I wanted to lose weight. I told him that I needed to do this. But then he sent me several text messages telling me how if I wanted us to have a happy marriage, I needed to gain. If I wanted us to be happy, I needed to gain. That's what he's attracted to.
He is telling you while you're here, he wants you to gain weight.
He's telling me to come home and just go back to gaining weight. We'll have a happy marriage. We'll be happier. It's what he wants. It's what he thinks I want. It's what I wanted. Every time I would get, you know, I can do this. I can lose the weight. I can accomplish this.
And you agreed with that to a degree.
I did. I've been in therapy here, going back and forth with the, you know, I want to lose weight. No, trying to let go of the gaining weight and how much I loved it versus being healthy. And that's where I've battled back and forth. But he wasn't he wasn't being constructive to what I need.
Did it ever occur to you that he's wanting you to do this for his entertainment because he has some attraction to this, that he's willing for you to put your life in jeopardy to entertain him?
I don't think it was all about his entertainment. I just think that's what he was attracted to.
How is that not for his entertainment? He's saying, gain weight, come home, we'll be happy, we'll be married. I know it will kill you, but it's what I want you to do. How is that not for his entertainment at your expense?
Okay.
Is he saying if you were 120 pounds or 150 pounds or 200 pounds, he would not be attracted to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's saying if you want me...
He's in one sentence saying that, you know, I'm attracted to you as a person, I love you as a person, but if you're not fat, I won't be attracted to you, and we won't have a happy marriage.
So basically what he's telling you is you have to be willing to kill yourself to be with me. And then when you die off, I'll go find me another fat girl. And when she dies off, I'll go find me another fat girl. Because you notice he's not fat. What do you think about that?
It's insane.
Yeah.
So long as she's happy in her skin, I'm happy with her as well.
When was the last time you saw this Beyonce?
A month and a half ago, I think.
So you've kicked him to the curb?
Oh, yeah.
When did that happen, and how did that happen?
That happened a little over a week ago.
You're going to stick with that, right?
Coming up.
You could have and should have lost substantially more weight than what you have.
It's been an emotional roller coaster the last week and a half.
We now return to Dr. Phil and the world's biggest bride update.
When was the last time you saw this Beyonce?
A month and a half ago, I think.
So you've kicked him to the curb?
Oh, yeah.
When did that happen, and how did that happen?
That happened a little over a week ago.
You're going to stick with that, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there have been moments where I was feeling lonely, and I was kind of like, I could just see how he's doing. I was like, no, if I open that door, it's not going to stay closed. No.
This guy does not have your best interest at heart, so you need to wall him off. We're clear.
Very clear.
This wasn't all about him, because at one point, you were just tired of their food here, so you went to an Asian restaurant. Mm-hmm. And did you just kind of binge?
I allowed myself to have 2 plates. I didn't sit there. Normally at a buffet, I would sit there for hours. I allowed myself 2 plates, but it was high sodium.
So you gained like 10 pounds?
Yeah.
On another day, you went to a fast food fried chicken place?
Yes. You
soon thereafter jumped up 16 pounds. Did you eat a lot of chicken?
Yeah. It's been an emotional roller coaster the last week and a half.
You could have and should have lost substantially more weight than what you have. What do you think is your biggest obstacle that could start eating away at you?
I was in the mind frame of gain for so long. And, you know, that whole world that I was in, it's changing that mindset, you know. Like when I sit down to eat and I put a bowl of fruit in front of me, I'm always thinking, that's not enough. Is that going to be enough? Am I still going to be hungry, you know? I'm working on changing all of that and changing it from craving the greasy, non-healthy foods to this is good, you know, this is healthy. That's right now one of my biggest barriers, but I'm working hard on it.
What are you weighing right now today?
Today I weighed in at 503.
All right, at 503. There was a time when, you'll recall, I weighed you. And you don't know how much you weigh right now.
No, I don't.
Well, we have a scale. Let's find out. Okay, let me help you up. That says
can't be right.
541.
I was in the hospital, they told me 675. And I've done nothing but gain since then.
You were heartbroken that you were just in the mid-500 range.
There's no way. As a matter of fact, when I went home, I gained 10 pounds between the, 2 weeks or a month from your show to when I came here.
Aren't you glad now that you weren't 700?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing exercise-wise?
I go to pool classes. I found new things I can do in the gym, so now I can go to, like, chair karate, and there's seated Dynabands. There's different things I can do without having to put so much stress on myself. Before exercise, I was like, oh, God, don't even go close to that. And now it's fun.
You don't go to bed, like, where your stomach's barbecuing your ribs because you're so hungry? I mean, you don't feel deprived.
No, it's quite the opposite. They teach volumetrics, so, I mean, a big bowl of salad has less calories than a little bowl of something that wouldn't be so healthy.
Everything that they teach you here is designed for you to succeed out there. And the transition then becomes natural. How often do you see your kids?
I haven't seen them since July.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah.
You miss them?
Oh, definitely. I've never been away from them before.
Well, you should see them soon then.
Oh, my God.
Like now would be good.
Oh, my God.
I thought it'd be good for you to see this bunch since you hadn't seen them for a while. So, you guys glad to see your mom?
Yes, very much.
Yeah. She's had her ups and downs, but has gotten really committed to moving forward, and I think for the first time, just fully and completely immersing herself into the program, getting herself in shape, and really having a return to health here. Because we told her we want her here for a long, long time for all of y'all.
I'm happy that she's here and that she's gonna be able to stay here and lose the weight.
I think it's great that she's here.
Well, of course, we miss her, but we know that this is where she needs to be.
This is a model for you. Genetically, you know what's possible, right?
We'll be sharing clothes.
I think you need to set a goal right now. A watershed goal for you is going to be 400 to get below that. And then a watershed goal is going to be 350, then 300. And then you string 6 months of that together. You're talking about a substantial reformation of your body and health. Well, we're going to be watching you like a hawk. All right?
Coming up, he weighed almost 500 pounds.
I'm pretty disgusted with my weight. And at this time, it's a life or death choice.
Now, has the weight come off? Why Dr. Phil wants to know.
I have a special connection with the next guest. Let's talk about you coming here in March. As I recall, we had some pretty harsh conversations.
We now return to the Dr. Phil Show and confessions of a 500-pound man.
Well, Suzanne is not the only guest that we're surprising here today, and I have a special connection with the next guest that I sent to Wellspring Structure House back in March. His name is Scott, and he's my nephew. Now, he weighed 479 pounds when he showed up here, and he has recently passed a huge milestone. So much so that he might offer Suzanne some words of encouragement and guidance. We're going to drop in on him and see how he's doing.
My name is Scott, and I weigh over 450 pounds. I've tried almost every diet out there that you could lose weight quickly on. A lot of times I've lost big chunks of weight, in excess of 100 pounds. I lose 100, gain 150 back. I had lap band surgery, but no matter how good your lap band and everything is, it's not going to keep you from eating ice cream. My heaviest weight is well over 500 pounds. I was diagnosed with gout around the age of 19. That's bad on the joints. And then you throw being 200, 300 pounds overweight on top of that. You couldn't write a recipe to promote pain any better. My choices as far as how I've lived have not been something conducive to healthy living. I don't cook. I don't grocery shop. I can't remember the last time my meal didn't come out of a paper wrapper or a paper bag. I'm pretty disgusted with my weight, actually. My self-esteem is probably the lowest it's ever been. I've reached a critical point in my life where it's time to make a choice. And at this time, it's a life or death choice.
Good morning. How are you doing?
There goes the neighborhood.
What are you doing?
Well, I've come to see you.
Hey.
What do you say, my friend?
It's good to see you.
Yeah?
How are you doing?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
Well, what do you think?
Well, I think there's a lot less of you than the last time I saw you. Turn around.
About a third less.
Wow. Well, we get rid of the ponytail, we'll have it made. Well, listen, we're going to go sit down and talk, because I want to, I haven't seen you in what?
It's been 8 months,
Kind of
7
forever.
months, yeah.
So I want to sit down and talk to you and let you tell me what's going on around here.
Okay, great.
All right. So you've been here 7 months.
Yeah.
And you've lost?
Right at 138 pounds.
138 pounds. How old are you now?
42.
Let's talk about you coming here in March. As I recall, we had some pretty harsh conversations.
I was in a bad place, and it had gotten so bad that I was actually starting to realize it. When I spoke with you, you really put it right in front of me. There wasn't any fighting it anymore, and I wasn't going to put any of my family through the worry and the stress of whether or not I was going to wake up the next morning.
You were approaching 500 pounds. You spent certainly more than 10 years being morbidly obese to the point that you could not tie your shoes. You became a recluse, living in your apartment, not being around people, except to go buy food in wrappers.
Right. And you could almost say that I was trying to eat myself to death. I had no concept of my physical size and how big I was and how obese I'd gotten. It still, to this day, just blows me away that I'd gotten that big.
It got to the point where you actually became hostile to keep people away from you.
Oh.
You got hostile with your father.
Yeah.
You got hostile with everybody. But
I wouldn't let them in because I didn't want them to see me or see the situation I was living in.
Do you feel differently about them now?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you know how hard your dad fought for you.
Right.
Does he know you know that?
I would like to think so.
Don't ever miss the chance to tell people.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, what are you doing here? Where's Scooter? I can put my arms around you. Yeah, I actually can. I'm touching my fingers.
Gosh, he looks good.
He does, doesn't he?
So much better. Seriously, I can't remember how many years it's been since I've just been able to talk to you and you haven't been sweating.
I've dropped down from probably 10, 15,000 calories a day to where I'm currently on 1,600 calories a day. And I haven't been hungry 1 second of 1 minute of one day that I've been here.
And you're able to do more and more of the programs with exercise and that sort of stuff because you were so forced sedentary before now.
Just simple things from getting on the treadmill. I'm running a 12-minute mile now, which is pretty good for somebody, that was running a 12-day mile before.
For years, it was just you closed up in the apartment.
Right.
We had to call his apartment every day if we hadn't heard from him because there was concern that he might not be alive.
Oh, yeah.
Fully believe that Structure House has saved his life, number one, and then turned his whole outlook on life around.
Absolutely.
So What's your goal? What's your target?
If I get down to around 230, that's a very manageable and healthy weight for me, and it's not something that I'll have to struggle to maintain, and I think it'll be a healthy look for me.
But you're 340 right now.
Right.
So this is something that you could hit, we're just talking a matter of months here.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, listen, we're gonna keep following you, and next time I see you, I want you to walk on to my stage.
I think we can do it.
So keep up the good work. We're all proud of you, seriously. We're very, very proud of you.
Thanks.
Well, you'll be seeing a little bit more of me this holiday season because I just finished filming a car commercial, actually. Here's a look behind the scenes. It was fun. We're shooting a commercial for Acura. We've got Christmas trees in the background. We've got cars. We've got cranes and dollies. This is an elaborate set here, right in the middle of L.A.
All right, guys, let's get in position.
It's a lot of fun.
Dr. Phil?
Get in now. Look, what are you compensating for?
Oh, well,
actually, I don't want to know.
It's not frosted.
Well, tough tinsel. Now get out there and be reasonable.
Cut.
Well, the commercial is for Acura, and it's part of a holiday campaign called Season of Reason. I made them give me an Acura for a Dr. Phil show car, so we'll be driving around in an Acura. So, anyway, I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to Wellspring Academy and Wellspring at Structure House. They are the leading providers of weight loss camps and residential treatment programs for overweight young people, families, and adults. And if you need help with weight loss, let me tell you, these are your guys. And in addition to really knowing what they need to know, these guys really care, and they're good folks. You can contact them at www.wellspringweightloss.com. Thanks for being here. So long.